I saw my daughter throwing my granddaughter's baby blanket into the trash like it meant nothing. What I found hidden inside it would expose a lie that had lasted for years. Before we begin, a huge thank you to all of you. We've officially hit 100 subscribers. It's a small milestone but a big deal for us. And now our eyes are set on 1,000 subscribers. To help us get there, please hit the like button, subscribe so you never miss a story, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from and how you're doing. Your support truly encourages us and keeps this channel going. Now, let's jump into the story. My name is Ellen, and I am 69 years old. I've lived alone for the past 3 years, ever since I lost my only son, Matthew. Matthew was just 32 when he died, according to my daughter-in-law Ashley. It was a tragic accident. She said he fell down the stairs and hit his head. By the time I reached the hospital, he was already gone. The doctor told me there was nothing they could do. Severe head trauma. That day destroyed my life. Matthew was everything to me. A dedicated doctor, kind, honest, the kind of man who worked late nights just to save strangers. He had married Ashley 2 years earlier. She was a nurse at the same hospital. I remember meeting her for the first time. Perfect smile, calm voice, polished manners. Something about her felt rehearsed, but Matthew loved her, so I kept my doubts to myself. A year later, Ashley announced she was pregnant. Matthew was overjoyed. He painted the nursery himself, bought tiny clothes. He called me every day, talking about becoming a father. When Isabella was born, I felt alive again. She had Matthew's eyes. I knitted her a mint green baby blanket with my own hands. Matthew called it her magic blanket. He said it calmed her every time. After Matthew's death, everything changed. Ashley slowly pushed me away. Visits became rare. Excuses became constant. And when I did see her, she felt colder, distant, almost annoyed by my presence. Then, one October afternoon 3 years after Matthew died, I drove past Ashley's house to drop off a gift for Isabella. That's when I saw Ashley dragging black trash bags to the dumpster. And, sticking out of one bag, was Isabella's blanket, the one I made. Without thinking, I waited until Ashley went inside. I ran to the dumpster and pulled the blanket out. She hadn't just thrown it away, she'd shoved it in with anger. When I got home, shaking, I laid it on my bed. That's when my fingers felt something hard sewn inside. And in that moment, I realized this blanket was hiding more than memories. I picked up my scissors. That what I was about to uncover would prove my son's death was no accident at all. My hands were shaking as I stared at the blanket spread across my bed. I had made every stitch myself years ago, yet something felt wrong. Right in the center, beneath the soft cotton, my fingers pressed against something hard and flat. That was when I noticed it. A seam that didn't belong. It was stitched perfectly, using thread the same color as the fabric. Almost invisible unless you were looking for it. Someone had opened the blanket, hidden something inside, and sewn it back as if nothing had happened. My heart began to race. I walked to my nightstand and took out my small sewing scissors. The same scissors I had used to make that blanket for my granddaughter. My hands trembled so badly I had to steady them against the mattress. Slowly, carefully, I cut the thread one stitch at a time. The room was silent except for my breathing. When I opened the lining, my fingers touched something cold and solid. I pulled it out, and my breath caught in my throat. It was a cell phone. Old, black, scratched, completely powered off. I sat there frozen, staring at it like it might explode. Why would anyone hide a phone inside a baby blanket? And why would Ashley throw that blanket away so violently? I plugged the phone into a charger and waited. Seconds felt like hours. Finally, the screen lit up. No password, no lock. It opened instantly. I tapped on the photo gallery first, and my heart shattered. There were dozens of photos of Ashley, but she wasn't alone. She was with a man I had never seen before. They were smiling, hugging, kissing. Some photos were taken in hotel rooms, others on the beach. All of them looked intimate. And then I saw the dates. Every single photo was taken 4 years ago. Matthew was still alive. My son had been married, and his wife had been cheating on him. Tears blurred my vision, but I forced myself to keep going. I needed the truth, no matter how painful. I opened the messages. The contact name was saved as just one letter, H. The messages started out romantic, then desperate. Ashley wrote about feeling trapped, about hating her life, about Matthew being an obstacle. And then I saw the message that made my blood run cold. There has to be another way. I need him gone. I dropped the phone onto the bed. My chest felt tight. My breathing became shallow. I picked it up again, praying I had misunderstood. But the next messages were worse. If he wasn't here, we could be free. I talked to someone. They can help. The messages stopped 1 week before Matthew died. That's when I understood something terrifying. My son didn't fall down the stairs. As I opened the final app on that phone, I realized I was about to uncover proof that my son's death had been carefully planned. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the edge of my bed with the phone in my hands, reading the messages again and again, hoping they would somehow change, hoping I had misunderstood, but every word stayed the same. By morning, my heart felt heavy, but my mind was clear. If Ashley had planned Matthew's death, then this phone wasn't just a secret, it was evidence. But I couldn't face this alone. At 6 in the morning, I called my neighbor and closest friend, Gloria. We had been friends for over 30 years. She knew me well enough to know I wasn't imagining things. When she arrived, I laid the blanket on the bed and showed her everything: the hidden phone, the photos, the messages. Gloria didn't speak for a long time. Then she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "Ellen, this is murder." We both knew what that meant. But before going to the police, we needed more answers. We needed to know who H was. Gloria suggested checking Ashley's social media. I opened my laptop and searched Ashley's profile. It was public. Her life looked perfect: smiling photos, family posts, comments from friends who had no idea who she really was. We filtered her friends list by names, starting with H. And then we saw him, Hugh Miller. The moment I opened his profile photo, my stomach dropped. It was the same man from the pictures on the phone. Same face, same smile. There was no doubt. Gloria leaned closer. "Do you know what this means?" I nodded. He wasn't just an affair. He was part of the plan. We needed more proof. That afternoon, I sent Ashley a message asking if I could visit Isabella. As usual, she tried to refuse, saying Isabella wasn't feeling well. This time, I insisted. I told her I had a gift. She finally agreed: 30 minutes only. Gloria and I made a plan. I would keep Ashley distracted while Gloria quietly looked around the house. When we arrived, Ashley greeted us with a forced smile. Her house was spotless. Too perfect. The same house where my son had fallen. Isabella ran into my arms, and I held her tight. She smelled like baby shampoo and innocence. I promised myself right then that I would protect her no matter what. While Ashley scrolled through her phone, I sent Gloria a signal. A few minutes later, Gloria joined us inside. Ashley grew tense. She kept watching the hallway. Suddenly, Gloria returned and lightly touched my shoulder. That was the signal. She had found something. We left quickly, hearts pounding. Once inside the car, Gloria reached into her bag and pulled out a manila envelope. Inside were life insurance papers. Matthew's policy was worth $500,000, and Ashley had collected every dollar. But the final document in that envelope revealed a truth even more shocking, one that made me question who my granddaughter really was. My hands shook as I flipped through the papers Gloria had taken from Ashley's house: bank statements, insurance forms, transfer records. Then I saw something that made my heart stop. A birth certificate. It was Isabella's. But the mother's name wasn't Ashley. It read, Lydia Torres. I stared at the paper, unable to breathe. This can't be right, I whispered. Gloria pointed at the date. Look closer. The birth date didn't match the story Ashley had told us. According to this document, Isabella had been born 2 months earlier than Ashley ever claimed, which meant only one thing. Ashley had never given birth to Isabella. She had taken her. We went straight home and began searching for Lydia Torres. Within minutes, we found a local news article from years ago. Young mother missing after giving birth. The photo showed a young woman with tired eyes and a gentle smile. That woman was Lydia. Another article appeared below, it published months later. Her remains had been found. Cause of death, head trauma. The same way Matthew had died. I felt sick. Ashley hadn't just killed my son. She had killed Isabella's real mother too. We didn't wait another second. We went to the police. At the station, a detective listened quietly as we told everything from the blanket, to the phone, to Hugh, to the insurance money, to Lydia. I handed over the phone and the documents. The detective's face hardened. This changes everything, he said. The investigation moved fast after that. Hugh was questioned. At first, he denied everything. But when shown the messages and bank transfers, he broke. He confessed to the affair. And then to helping Ashley push Matthew down the stairs. The police reopened Lydia's case. Within days, they connected Hugh to the land where her body had been found. Then came the moment I'll never forget. The detective called me early one morning. They tried to run, he said. We stopped them at the airport. Ashley had packed suitcases, cash, and fake passports. Isabella was with her. My heart nearly stopped. But then he said the words I prayed for. Your granddaughter is safe. Ashley was arrested that same day, charged with multiple murders, fraud, and kidnapping. At the trial, the evidence was overwhelming. The phone, the video, Hugh's confession. Ashley showed no regret. She was sentenced to life in prison. Isabella came home with me. Years have passed since then. She's grown into a kind, intelligent young woman. She knows the truth now, and she knows she was saved by love, and by a blanket that refused to stay buried. Sometimes, the smallest things uncover the darkest secrets. And sometimes, truth finds a way to survive. If this story touched your heart, tell me in the comments, what city are you watching from? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story so more people remember. No matter how old you are, it's never too late to stand up for yourself.